know, sometimes the biggest health secrets are hiding in plain sight. Today, we're going to talk about one that might just be sitting in your pantry right now, inside a very common, very unassuming can.
Yeah, just picture it for a second. That little can of sardines, maybe some salmon, that you picked up for a quick and easy lunch. We all have one, right?
Well, here's the thing. When you open that can, what do you do with those tiny little bones inside? If you're like most people, you probably pick them out. But what if I told you you're actually throwing away a nutritional powerhouse? So here's what we're going to cover. We'll start with the surprising secret. Then we'll get into the science of how canning makes those bones edible. We'll uncover the amazing nutritional bonus you're missing, talk about the few times you probably should skip them, and then wrap up with a whole new plan for your tin fish. Okay, let's just get right to it. The big secret is, those little bones in your tinned fish, they are totally safe to eat. In fact, they're meant to be eaten. It's not some weird oversight, it's actually part of the process. And hey, don't just take my word for it. Listen to registered dietitian Rima Kleiner. She explains that the canning process itself is what works the magic. It literally breaks down the hard calcium structure of the bones, making them soft, tender, and perfectly safe to eat.
But how does a hard bone just become soft? It sounds kind of crazy, right? Well, it all comes down to the science of canning, and it's actually really cool.
It's all thanks to a process called retort sterilization. Basically, it's like a superpowered pressure cooker. The fish gets sealed in the can, and then it's heated under really high pressure to super high temperatures. This does two critical things at once. It makes the fish safe and shelf-stable, and it completely softens up the bones. So you can see it right here, step by step. The fish is sealed, it's heated, and that high pressure turns the bones soft and almost chalky. They become so pliable you can just mash them with a fork. And maybe the most important part, this process unlocks all the nutrients inside those bones, making them easier for our bodies to absorb. Now this plays out a little differently depending on the fish. With smaller fish like sardines or anchovies, their bones are already so fine that they pretty much just disintegrate. With something bigger, like salmon, the bones will get soft but might hold their shape a little more. But the key takeaway is exactly the same. Both are totally edible. Okay, so we've established that the bones are safe. But now we get to the real game changer. Why you should actually want to eat them. This isn't just about not being wasteful. This is about getting a serious nutritional upgrade. And here is the headline, folks. Fish bones are one of the absolute best sources of bioavailable calcium you can get from your diet. And bioavailable is the key word there. It means your body can actually grab onto it and use it right away. But it's not just calcium. When you eat the whole fish, bones and all, you get this incredible cocktail of nutrients. Of course, you get the protein and omega-3s, but you also get that huge hit of calcium, plus other amazing micronutrients like boron, selenium, and even coenzyme Q10. It's a powerhouse. And the science really backs this up. A brand new study from 2024 linked eating small fish like these to a longer life. Another one found that eating whole sardines was actually better for getting your omega-3s than just taking a supplement. And get this, a 2022 study even suggested it might help lower the risk of colorectal cancer. Pretty amazing stuff. All right, now, like with any health advice, it's not a one-size-fits-all thing. So it's really important that we talk about the few exceptions, the times when you might want to stick to picking those bones out. So, for most of us, the bones are totally fine and actually really good for you. But you should probably avoid them if you have certain conditions, like unmanaged GERD or issues with swallowing. Same for chronic kidney disease, where you need to watch your phosphorus. And for pregnancy, it's generally advised to limit some types of fish to manage mercury intake, and that advice extends to the whole fish. And you know what? Beyond the medical stuff, it's okay if it's just not for you. If you really can't stand the texture, that's a perfectly good reason to skip them. And here's a great practical tip. Always do a quick fork test. If the bones don't mash easily, that could be a red flag that the fish wasn't processed correctly, so it's best to leave those ones alone. So if you don't fall into any of those categories and you're ready to give this a try, how do you actually start? Let's put together a new tinned fish game plan. This is some great, straightforward advice from dietitian Louisa Mason. She suggests aiming for 2 to 4 servings a week. And this is important. Mix it up. By rotating between things like sardines, wild salmon, and anchovies, you get a wider range of nutrients. And honestly, getting started couldn't be easier. You can just eat them straight out of the can. If you're a little hesitant about the texture, try this trick. Mash everything up with a good squeeze of lemon juice. The acid helps soften the bones even more. From there, the sky's the limit. Throw them in a salad, mix them into a pasta sauce, or, my personal favorite, use them as a pizza topping.
So the next time you pop open a can of sardines, you've got a choice. Are those little things inside just a nuisance you have to deal with? Or are they a free, powerful source of incredible nutrition that's been there all along? Nuisance or nutrition? What do you see now?